And we'll call the meeting to order at 6:35. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for attending tonight.
Absolutely.
The first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes from the regular meeting held on April 28th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting held April 28, 2020.
I second that motion.
All right, any comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is authorization of the Board of Finance to adopt the fiscal year 2020-2021 budget as per Executive Order 7B, 7I, 7S, and 7CC. And I forgot to add in there, we're going to throw in there now 7HH was also one of those executive orders.
Okay.
As you know, we've tried as hard as we can to try to keep this process as close to normal as we can. I think in the beginning that was with the hope that we might be already past where we are now and be open and able to have public meetings. But we're not there. The executive orders are still in place.
Correct.
And we have no choice as far as the law goes to work this way. And I don't disagree that public safety is first and foremost.
Yep.
And that's certainly
Did
how
you
I'm going to make
say
my decisions.
7C?
7CC.
CC.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm going to mute you.
It's not Board of Finance now.
That's right. This is a selectmen's meeting.
You can't speak now.
All right. Okay. So all that being said, we've tried as hard as we can. We've stretched as long as we can, and we've done everything on the regular scheduled times. So I'm going to ask if you guys have any conversation about that. Let's have that.
Nope.
And then we'll take a motion to authorize the Board of Finance to do what they need to do.
No, I think we've hashed this over long enough, and we've talked about it, so I'm good with it.
I agreed.
Okay.
So,
Jim, I think Dwayne has a motion that he can make.
okay, that's fine. Yep.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the Board of Finance of the Town of Deep River pursuant to an executive order to conduct and perform the tasks of the budget-making authority normally undertaken at the annual town meeting of the Town of Deep River on Monday, May 18th, 2020 at 7:30 p.m. Following rules of social distancing through remote communication, more specifically including the following. A, to approve the town budget for the fiscal year 2020-2021. B1, to authorize tax collector to collect real estate taxes and personal property taxes in 2 semi-annual installments, the dates to be July 1st, 2020 and January 1, 2021. 2, to authorize the tax collector to collect regular motor vehicle taxes in 1 installment due and payable on July 1st, 2020. 3, to authorize the tax collector to collect supplemental motor vehicle taxes in 1 installment due and payable January 1, 2021. 4, to continue to the opinion that any property tax due to the Town of Deep River is in an amount that does not exceed $100 shall be due and payable in a single installment on July 1, 2020.
I second that motion.
Okay. That's a mouthful,
Yeah, it is.
but that's what the executive orders command us to do, and that's what we'll go. So unless there's any other discussion regarding this, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope, that was 3. Okay, the next item on the agenda is to discuss the establishment of the recovery committee. Emergency process require us to have a recovery committee put together, part of our long-range emergency operations plan. The interesting part of that over the past couple of weeks when we've been studying that and working with our emergency operations director, most of that has to do with emergencies like a blizzard or a hurricane, or some sort of physical emergency that actually just can damage infrastructure, but also put people out of their homes and things like that.
Right.
There's very little in there for direction and guidance on what to do as far as this kind of an emergency where there's no real infrastructure. This is an economic, mostly for a business and economic thing. Although there are, I believe, pretty strong health concerns that we need to pay attention to as far as mental health
Absolutely.
and physical, whether people can get enough food and things like that. So we're in the process of trying to determine just what this committee is going to be working on, and I think I just described to you what that is. It's really going to be economic and health. And in order to do that, we're going to try to recruit and ask for folks to volunteer for this group. I'd like to get someone from the Economic Development Commission, someone from Planning and Zoning, but someone from our business communities. I'd like to get a couple of folks, someone from the Merchants Association, someone from Middlesex County Chamber of Commerce. There's a wonderful organization based worldwide, or nationwide, but there's an office in Old Saybrook called SCORE, and that's retired businessmen who help business people through the beginning process or any changes they want to make. I'm trying to find out if there's a Deep River resident that's involved in that organization who might want to help us out with this. We're going to have Allison Abramson from the Tri-Town Youth Services. I'm going to ask her to get involved. Rosie from our social services will be on it. But also, if there are some folks that are out in the community that want to participate in this, then I would ask them to call, and we can see if we can fit them into the group. We don't want it to be too unwieldy of a group, especially since we can't meet in person. We're going to be meeting remotely.
Anyone with any medical background, Angus?
That's a good thought, and yes, that is. And Jim right there, I think, just raised his hand that he would like to get involved, so we can certainly
Good.
And stay in
We
touch.
need the
And stay in
professionals
touch
that
with
deal
us,
with
Jim.
it.
We'd like to have you. Actually, you come in two-fisted with this one, right? Business and medical. So
Correct, yeah.
that'd be terrific. We're going to try. I don't know. As I say, that this committee won't have a whole lot of teeth. We're really just going to work as a conduit between our businesses, our citizens, and state and federal agencies that can help. And obviously, we'll help in any way we can. But right now, there's not a whole lot of teeth to this. We'll just be a conduit. But we'll be hopefully full of great ideas and things to help folks get through the recovery and hopefully get back to as close to normal as they can. So there's no action on that. If you guys have any thoughts or conversation about it, I'm certainly open to that.
No, I don't have anything in particular. It's just get a good cross section of all parties that are affected or would be affected and see what happens. And like you said, I think it seems like it'll be more driven by what the state says that these towns can do, but then this committee, we can help the businesses, try to come back and anybody has mental health issues, it's the whole deal. So I think it's a great idea.
Yep, good. That's the last item on the agenda. I don't know what you guys think about this. We have a subdivision up in Winthrop, the Cranberry Bog Subdivision was approved. They put the road in. All of the work that they had a bond on has been completed and reviewed and substantially correct. They're trying to get their bond back. In order to do so, we need to accept the properties that are, there are 6 drainage easements, a fire tank easement, and a section of road that we need to accept in order for them to move forward. I didn't get it on the agenda. I really kind of just got this information this morning, but it would help them. And if you guys don't mind, I'd ask you if we could maybe ask to add to the agenda the acceptance of this road. If you're uncomfortable at all with that, we can wait a couple weeks, but I know that the developer would certainly appreciate the ability.
I have no problem with it. I had spoke to Mike Milano a couple months ago about this situation, so I support whatever whatever we have
Okay.
to do to help out the developer.
All right, then I'm gonna take a motion to add to the agenda, acceptance on behalf of the town, conveyances to the town. And I'll read the motions and that, but if you could just give me a motion to add this to the agenda, it would do that.
Make a motion that we add the Cranberry Bog development to the agenda.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Okay. The first one would have to do with the fire tank easement. The fire tank was installed last year, and there are 6 drainage easements and a section of roadway at the end of the Hoop Hole Hill Road. And so the motion I think that I'll make is that pursuant to executive order, the Board of Selectmen, acting on behalf of the town, accept the conveyances to the town of Deep River of 6 drainage easements, a fire tank easement, and a section of roadway at the end of Hoop Hole Hill Road as set forth in the Planning and Zoning Commission's approval of the Cranberry Bog Estates subdivision as shown on the record subdivision map. That'll be the first motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, as far as any discussion goes, I just want to make sure that you guys understand this has been underway for a long time.
Yep.
They've gotten all the approvals from the town engineer has approved the work. The town attorney has reviewed the deeds. All of these easements and maps. The subdivision was approved, so we're really just accepting this so that they
Right.
can move forward with
Yep.
with taking it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, all those in favor of that?
Aye.
Okay, the next portion of it is there's another section of this property that was not owned by that the easements actually go over. One of the lots didn't get, one of the lots out there is being retained by the owners, or it's been sold already or something like that, but they're also conveying some property to the town. So that motion would be pursuant to executive order in order to ratify and approve the conveyance by the town of Deep River to David Kimmel, Brogan May, and Wade Jeanette, and to BMC Land Development, certain small parcels of land to merge into their adjacent lots, thereby establishing the width of Hoop Hole Road as 50 feet wide, all as shown on the record subdivision map of Cranberry Bog Estates and is approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission. Yeah, this is, there's a section of property that runs along the road. The road itself, Hoop Hole Hill Road, was 30 feet wide. In order to have a 50-foot right of way, which will allow for emergency vehicles and any kind of expansion of the road, that property needed to be conveyed to town and conveyed to some of these other folks along the side of it. So this conveyance takes care of that.
Okay.
So there's a motion.
I second it.
Any other conversation? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Audience of citizens. I guess the first and foremost, we should get out there and we'll put a notice out to the town, but the Memorial Day parades have been canceled. Both the Winthrop parade and ceremony, as well as the ceremony at the Sobieski Club and the Main Street parade. Those have been canceled for, for obvious reasons.
Right.
Everybody's very disappointed. Those are good parades and good events and a good reminder of what Memorial Day is all about. Our veterans really come out and force.
How many years has Winthrop been going on?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time.
A long time.
I was talking with Kathy Schultz about that, and she wants to try to at least have some sort of a ceremony out there so there can be a continuation of the ceremonies.
Right.
Even if the parade's not going to happen.
Good.
Well, aren't they going to do the same thing at the Lady in Town?
I think so.
Yeah, I think there's just a small group of veterans going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they don't want that publicized very much because they don't want a whole lot of folks coming out, again, for obvious reasons. But,
Yep.
that's where we are with that. There's an awful lot to talk about. The governor has us opened up on May 20th right now. I'm going to try to put out an email tonight to the town that giving some of the guidelines for that. But it looks like salons are going to be open by appointment only, barbershops by appointment only. So a lot of folks are going to be very happy about that. Offices are open, although they're being asked to continue to work remotely if they can. Restaurants are open out of doors only, and I think at 50% capacity. So that's going to be a difficult road. I'm not sure how many folks are really going to open up or not, but you know, they have the ability to right now. That's going to be, as we spoke a little bit earlier about, that's going to be some cooperation between the town. I know some towns are actually planning on closing their roads to allow for room for the folks to have seating outside.
Shut down Main Street.
Yeah, you know, no kidding. I was talking with the first selectman in Old Saybrook, and he's trying to shut a lane in front of Libs because they don't have any outdoor seating, no room on the sidewalks. And I actually think that the governor's plan allows for that. So, you know, there's going to be hopefully some creative thinking involved in this. And retail is also open again with a little bit of some restrictions, but you know, it's a start. I'm hopeful that it's not too soon.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a start. Deep River has worked really hard, and it's apparent in our parks and at the landing, and just walking around Main Street. You can see everybody's wearing their masks, and you can see it by our numbers. You know, we're still at 10 positive cases, and I think a lot of those folks are back at work already. So I'm very, very pleased with the numbers that Deep River has put forward. Very sad by the two folks that we lost, but
it's going to be a whole new lifestyle.
It's going to be for a while,
business.
that's for sure.
Yep.
That's for sure, and that's what I think it's our job. First and foremost, as town leaders, number one, to keep folks as safe as we can. And number two, to make sure that our businesses are able to survive and to thrive, however we can help.
Yep.
So, I don't have anything else unless you guys have any news. Any comments from the audience of citizens?
This is Jack Baldwin. Can you hear me?
Yep. Hi, Jack.
Hey, I was just wondering if the Zoom recordings, are they anywhere on the websites? Is there something we can go back and look at? I mean, I've been frustrated with trying to connect this phone to the internet or whatever to talk to you guys, and finally made it happen. But I was wondering if there's any way to go back or go forward.
They're not on the website right yet. They're gigantic files, and we're trying to have our IT people shrink them down so that they can be stored in a you know, they're stored on the cloud right now. And you know, this meeting, it looks like it's going to be a half an hour long. It's probably going to take me 20 minutes or 15 minutes for it to do what it does as far as storing itself. So yes, they will be available online. They're not right now, but you can see all of them at the Valley Shore Communications website.
Yeah, that's
you go on the town website and link to it, just like normally. These are recorded and broadcast starting on Sunday night. But Jack, I'll make a note that as soon as any do get actually put in the town hall, then we'll make sure that you know that they're available.
Yeah, that'd be great. If you at least leave a link or breadcrumbs to where it's got to go, because if I got to get to the cloud, I'm going to need.
Oh yeah.
A hot air balloon.
you and me both. And that's part of the problem. But our IT people are trying to get this so we can get them online. But they're like I say, they're gigantic files.
Thank you.
But you can watch them on Sunday nights if you want, or you know, they're online. This meeting won't get online until Sunday, but they are online at the normal place. Okay. Anything else? I'll take a motion to adjourn. Oh wait, Chris Morgan is here. Not too bad. Oh, that's you, Chris.
Hello. Yeah, hang on, I gotta mute that. I just wanted to I can send you the website to where all of the Deep River meetings are posted if you like. They're also linked on Deep River's homepage.
That's where we have, I think Jack knows where, and I think everybody knows how to get them from the website. It's just, I
Yeah,
think he
they're all
wants.
there, and this one will probably be posted by tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, there you go.
So
Okay,
they're all up there. You can
Well,
watch them all.
that's
Great.
good.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome.
All right. That's it. We'll take a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Well out there.